There's a fish.
What, are you kidding me?
Uh-oh. Whoa. Jumper. What was that, the next cast? I guess to answer the question, do smallmouth and pike coexist? Yes, they do. I see it. I see a good fishing spot. I think we better hit it. Hey folks, we're in the Thousand Islands fishing out of Gananoque on the mighty St. Lawrence River. It's going to be a great one. Glad you could join us.
Coming up. On today's show, Bob's visiting one of the most beautiful places in Canada, the Thousand Islands. Located on the mighty St. Lawrence River, this is where Ontario and the United States meet and produces some of the most breathtaking scenery you'll ever see. And it holds some of the best fishing found anywhere. Ken Tizzard, professional musician, songwriter, and singer, or as many know him, Tizzard the Lizard, will be with Bob as they fish for fall bass and pike. Join us today for a rockin' episode of Real Fishing.
Here comes, whoa!
Oh, where are you?
Oh, man!
Oh, yeah.
You gotta love it.
Where are you on?
All right. Oh, man!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, oh, man. Way to size that one. Oh, there you got it. Yeah. There you go. All right. That is a monster.
The Real Fishing Show with Bob Izumi.
Nice one. Whoa. Woo-wee. That was pretty cool. Good stuff. Look at this baby. Biggest pike ever. All right. There it is. Oh, yeah. Good one. Whoa. Here he comes. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. This is what open fishing is all about, right? 16 pounds. Look at there.
Real Fishing is sponsored by Chevy Trucks, Mercury, #1 on the water, and Tim Hortons.
Hey, folks, that's what I call real fishing.
Take a moment, take a chance, find yourself a new romance.
Hey, we're on top of the world here. We're 40 stories up in the air on the Thousand Islands sky deck. Beautiful St. Lawrence River, and I'm with my old buddy Ken Tizzard. Ken, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me out, Bob.
Hey, singer, songwriter, musician. I know that for more than a decade you're with the band The Watchmen. Toured all over the world, more recently with Thornley. Now you're on your own. Tell me about your new CD.
I recorded a new CD last year, put it out just recently, my first solo CD. It's called Quiet Story House. A lot of fun to be in control of everything and I'm having a good time.
We got down here yesterday afternoon, had just less than 2 hours to fish. Fishing was pretty spectacular, wasn't it?
It was nice. Very nice.
The weather came in though. Last night it started to rain, and it's October, that time of year, right?
You never know.
The St. Lawrence River is one fish factory that has Lake Ontario, and well, they say there's more than 1,000 islands here. We're not sure. We haven't counted them yet, but there's a lot of fish here. World-class muskie and some of the best bass fishing in Ontario found right here in the Gananoque area. Speaking of Gananoque, we're staying at Misty Isles Lodge, right on the St. Lawrence River, and we came in yesterday afternoon as the weather was rolling in. We got out for a little bit of fishing, less than 2 hours last night, had a pretty good time, and the weather's here. We've got some pretty high winds and rain, but it was worth going out, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Let's have a look. Okay.
What do we got here?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah. What a way to start the day here. Thousand Islands. Now I'm using 17-pound Vanish, the new transition line. And so we can just lift this 3-pounder aboard. Actually, it's not quite 3. Well, 2.5. What do you think?
Beautiful. Beautiful fish.
A bad way to start. Just hit that Premier Plus striking spinnerbait. All right, that's it. Good stuff. Get a cast out there.
Good work. Well, I'm just waiting for you to finish
Right
up
in
there.
that dark spot, right out there. Right where I'm gonna cast again. We got a big pike. Oh.
Up next on Real Fishing.
Oh, baby.
Need some help there with that one?
All righty. Oh, will he fit? I don't know if he'll fit if not.
Closed captioning is brought to you by FNCC and motorexam.com.
It's just like fishing with Dad. Does everything for me.
Get out and get some nice long casts out there.
Yeah, I'm not the one with the computer eyes for real.
Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We have a big pike on here.
You do. You certainly do.
Uh-oh. We got a big pike. Oh. Oh, baby.
Need some help there with that one?
All right. He's wanting to peel a little bit of line off here. You can keep casting for those smallmouth. Maybe these pike are pushing the smallmouth out. Oh, mate, come on up here and show yourself. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's a nice fall pike. You know, the thing about the Thousand Islands is there's so much fertility, such a massive river. I think I better dip this one. There we go. Oh, yeah. Barely fits. Okay. Whoa. Oh, yeah. That's not bad, is it? All right.
That's all right for sure.
That's a nice northern. Yeah. All right. Yeah, come on. Pike. Call these the water wolves. Will smallmouth coexist with northern pike then?
I don't know.
We will see as we move up here where the bass are supposed to be.
Where they're supposed to be.
A good sized pike. Maybe a spinner bait. Look at that. Got a check. No, don't even have to retune it. Ready to go. Okay. A little bit of laundry service and we're ready to go. Here we go. Your turn.
Yeah, let's give this a try here. Well, it was one of those things I decided early on that I wanted to play music. It was kind of the only thing I was interested in, and I dedicated my life to it, and I moved from Newfoundland to Toronto. Played around the Toronto indie scene for a few years until I met the guys in the Watchmen, at which point my life changed because I suddenly was in a professional touring band where I didn't have a day job. And I did that with those guys for 12 years. The guys in the Watchmen were kind of like brothers to me, you know, that became a real family thing. We grew up together. We spent all of our, 20 to 30-year-old years together, and that was a great time. We made some great music, we made some great records. We got to tour around the world, and we had a really, really good time. After that, I started working with Ian Thornley, who I'd met through the Big Wreck Watchmen connection back in somewhere in the mid-90s. We started working together, and a band called Thornley came out of that. I did that for a few years. It's one of those things, you kind of get to a point where you realize you've kind of done what you wanted to do and what's next, and that was the page that opened for me about a year ago. Being a songwriter and bass player was great, but the singing was something that I hadn't done to the extent that I wanted to explore it, so I sort of opened that page and went in that direction. I did my own solo record, which I put out this summer. Been touring around doing solo shows and all kinds of interesting things.
There's a fish.
What, are you kidding me?
Uh-oh. Whoa. I guess to answer the question, do smallmouth and pike coexist? Yes, they do. Yeah, this is a better fish. Look at that. They're so hard. Okay, I'll put a white one on for you. White and chartreuse is my favorite color of spinnerbait for smallmouth. White is my second favorite, but today they might be wanting white. I'm going to get you a white one.
That's all right.
Because that's the type of guy I am.
Sure you don't want to put me back on the lizards again?
On lizards. Hey, folks, we'll be right back with some real Thousand Island smallmouth after that.
Let's take a look down under with this week's Fish Eye View, sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water. These days, many families are looking for a personal approach to angling. They often buy land that encompasses a pond or lake with the intent of creating a backyard fishery. It's an ideal situation for young anglers and a great way to put clean, organic fish on the table. When stocking is necessary, most think trout, and that's great if conditions are favorable. Fact is, a high percentage of small lakes and ponds lack sufficient oxygen during heat waves in summer. A wiser direction is the stocking of warm water species like bass, walleye, or panfish. Available from specialty fish farms, we highly recommend walleye due to their adaptability, high rate of return, and superb eating qualities. One of the best sources for fish and information is Leonard's Walleye Culture and Research Facility near Kingston, Ontario. Here, you can talk to an expert, like Wade, and pick up young fish for delivery to your property. Even in small, turbid waters, they key into any food source and grow rapidly. If it's a fished-out cottage lake you're on, pool resources with others and rebuild the fishery to self-sustaining levels. No matter what you plan to stock, always contact your local Ministry of Natural Resources office for any necessary permits. Then, sit back and enjoy your backyard paradise.
Oh, man. Oh,
Okay.
man. Let him take some line. Oh, boy. Oh.
Coming up next.
Come around the front.
I don't want to break the rod.
Oh,
There we
man.
go.
That's going to hit right at your rod. Yeah.
I guess for me, music was something that appealed to me at an early age, and the lifestyle, the traveling, and the sort of the fame, celebrity aspect of it was something that appealed to me. Even though I tried to always keep the music first. In the commercial rock world, it's pretty easy to get sidetracked. For anybody out there looking to get into the music business, and I get that a lot from young kids, and I don't want to discourage people, but really the only thing I can say is do it for the right reasons. If you love the music and you want to play music and create music and do something new and exciting, go do it. If you're doing it for any of the other reasons, you're in for a really hard battle because it's a tough life. I don't think there's any easy life no matter what you do. But I think whatever you do, set your heart and your mind and your energy and your time into, it's got to be something that you're passionate about and that you love. And that's really the only real way to do it.
On an overcast day like today, you want to fish baits that are good for covering water. One bait that works great is a spinner bait, and it's easy to use. Just cast it out and reel it in. Don't be afraid to change up the retrieve either. Try different techniques like going really quick or cranking it real slow so the blades are barely turning. Change it up until you find one that works for you. With a variety of colors, sizes, and blade shapes, you can find one for any situation, and one of the best places to use them is around weed edges. Oh, man! Oh,
Okay.
man! Let him take some line. Oh, boy! Oh! Come around the front.
Yeah, I
Come
understand.
around the front.
I don't want to break the rod.
Yeah. Oh, man! That's gonna hit right at your rod tip.
You really came in at the last second there,
You
didn't
all
you?
right?
Well, I'm great, yeah.
Do I need to change underwear or anything?
No.
Look at the size of that pike.
Oh, he's all
He
tangled
lassoed
up.
himself.
Spin him around there, buddy.
Nice
There you
pike,
go.
Ken. That's a big pike.
Oh,
That is a big one. Take your time. He hit with what, about a foot of line off your
Oh,
rod?
I was just about to pull it out, yeah. He came right up.
Did you see him hit?
Yes.
Okay.
That's exciting.
Oh, this. Oh,
I think he's angry, Bob.
now I'm all wet.
I think he's angry.
I think he just realized that he's hooked. Oh man, I can't get my hand. Okay.
Okay, then.
All right.
There we go.
Your biggest pike ever? That's
That's
big
my
pike.
first pike ever, actually.
Come on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your first pike ever.
Absolutely, first pike.
Take those shades off. Let's see who the man is behind the new CD.
Nice.
What's your new CD called?
Quiet Story House.
All right. This wasn't quiet.
No, this guy was pretty loud.
Look at this. He's just hooked by the
I'll definitely have a
skin.
story to tell about him, eh?
Oh, man. Premier Plus spinnerbait. Look at that.
Absolutely.
One gold, one silver blade.
Good
all
call on that
right.
one there.
Okay. Good stuff.
Okay, buddy. Oh, there we go. That was a technique, right, Bob? Just as you explained it to me.
You know what? All right. No
Okay.
problem. Good stuff.
Oh, he's back in.
Your
That's
biggest
okay.
and first?
First pike, yeah?
Ever.
That's great. Ever.
That's a big pike. I'm telling you.
It's big. Felt big.
You know, you get into southern Ontario, of course, the St. Lawrence is such an amazing river. And then, feeds Lake Ontario. You just got some big fish around here.
That's pretty substantial. I felt great.
I think I'm going to throw a cast now.
That's a good idea.
Way to go. Congratulations. That was a great one.
Well, that was fun.
Shooting the spinner. Oh, it just swirled. It just took off.
Good stuff.
Said goodbye. Probably wondering, what was
What
that?
just happened?
Wow.
That was great. Okay.
Did you see that fish?
Well, I was just about to pull out. It was sort of came out of
I
nowhere.
can't believe it ate it, too. I thought it was just going to see the boat and spook. And I'm watching it, you're watching it, and eats the lure right at the last minute.
That was great. Good feelings all around, except for the fish, of course, who I'm sure.
Now, you've toured with, your former band, The Watchmen.
Yeah.
Thornley. Now you're on your own.
Uh-huh.
How's it feel, anyway? I mean, you got some flexibility to do some fishing like this. You're your own boss, right?
Well, that's a big part of it. I spent so many years wrapped up with inside of other people's lives. When you share a business and you share a passion for something like that, you kind of all get wrapped up together. Makes it hard to do anything outside of the collective, sort of, And now doing my own thing, it's great because I can take what I want to do when I want to do it.
I know when I phoned you up, a week ago or so and say, hey, do you want to come to St. Lawrence River and do some fishing out of Gananoque? You said, hey, yeah, I think I can do that.
Well,
Was it worth it?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
This tip of the week is sponsored by Coleman.
How can something this small made out of wood make food taste so great? Hey, this is a briquette from Bradley Smokers, and for a number of years now they've had some smokers that are just incredible. And this is a new one here. It's the Bradley portable smoker that runs on AA batteries and propane. You can take it out in the bush, your camp, your cabin, and what you do is load up these briquettes into this tube here that feeds them onto a conveyor. Get your fish, your meat, sausages, chicken wings, veggies, whatever you want to smoke on the racks. And I brined some salmon and trout last night, let them sit overnight, put them onto the racks, and 3 to 4 hours later, bang, they're ready to eat. How easy is that? Hey, you should give this a try. I think you'll be glad you did. Aha, largemouth.
Oh, sweet.
More fishing straight ahead.
You know what I should put on?
That leopard skin thong you keep talking about?
You've been looking forward to that thong for a long time.
Well, you keep mentioning it. It's called Quiet Story House, an introduction, and it's a different vibe for me. People have called it folk, they've called it singer-songwriter, sort of mellow, down-tempo. It's got all these labels that I'm unaccustomed to hearing, and people are unaccustomed to having me associated with it too. So I kind of threw out all the rules that I knew. I started experimenting with different sounds, orchestral sounds, started using symphonic arrangements as opposed to traditional drums and guitar and bass. I also started exploring the bass as a solo accompaniment instrument to voice, which I find fascinating. I don't know if the rest of the world will or not, but it's something for me that's really cool, and people seem to be reacting well to it, so it's nice.
The next morning we awoke to strong winds and driving rain, so we decided to wait the weather out. But before we went fishing, we talked with the owner of Misty Isles Lodge and president of the Gananoque Thousand Islands Chamber of Commerce, Gail McBride.
We are up and running for the first Saturday in May. That's when we kick open the season with the opening of pike. And of course, then the last Saturday of June is the opening of bass, and the bass fishing here, as Bob will tell you, is dynamite. So we have a wonderful venue to start off early spring. And of course, as the fall months roll along, we go for the big game fisher, and that would be the muskie. The Thousand Islands is one of the most beautiful places in all of Canada. What's wonderful here is you have a limited venue of 1,864 islands located directly out here in Gananoque, which also nurtures the St. Lawrence National Park. It's the oldest national park in Canada.
Oh man, there's good weed here.
That's not the first time I've heard that. Every time I cross the BC border, somebody says that. Good weed here. When you bring out amateurs like myself, how much time do you spend teaching as opposed to competing?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not a good teacher.
Well, to be honest with you, I've noticed that.
Well, largemouth, all right.
There we go.
Thousand Island largemouth.
Oh, sweet.
Shallow running crankbait. Another bait to use for covering water is a crankbait. Just like a spinnerbait, they're a simple cast-out retrieve lure that work great for aggressive fish. With different body shapes, colors, and lip sizes for different depths, you can use a crankbait in any body of water. They can be used in virtually any situation, but today we're working them around cover and transition. And remember, change up the retrieve. Try a fast retrieve, try a slow one, or try the stop and go technique. Let the fish dictate what retrieve to use. Ah, pike.
Splash your pike.
Mr. Pike. Hit
Hello.
that crankbait. He's got it right in his mouth. Big time. And I don't want to lose him. Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
He sucked this bait in, Ken.
Good Lord.
Yep. He sucked her in. And they have some good teeth, but you know...
You don't want to just reach in there with your fingers, eh?
No, you don't want to lip them like a bass, but it's funny. They're pretty easy to handle if you... See, I'm just grabbing, just squeezing the gill plate in.
Yeah.
And... Get that.
These sweet fish.
Yeah, it is. You know, the just... Watch this. No problem.
Nice. Nice work.
The sun is going down. We have had a wonderful short fishing excursion.